On behalf of myself, TRHT, and all of our attendees, I acknowledge and give respect to the land that Chicago now claims. I'm thankful to be sitting in a place that has major waterways that created trading routes and urban lifestyles for many generations. Most importantly, I give honor and gratitude to the first people of this area who lived in relationship, cared for, and welcomed others to this area. I recognize the Potawatomi, the Ojibwe, and the Odawa nations as the signers of the Treaty of Chicago. And despite government lies and policies that enforce genocide of American Indians, Chicago today is home to the 6th largest urban Indian population and consists of members from well over 100 different tribal nations. We continue to live, love, work, play on these shared lands as our families and relations taught us to. Buenos dias.
Hey, Caro! We are so grateful that you could be here with us today, celebrating our resilience and our recommitment to future generations.
And first, let's begin by thanking David Spencer and Isan Niyol from the Red Line Drummers for the land acknowledgement today and for the blessing of the 5th annual National Day of Racial Healing. And that we know that despite the economic hardship, the death, and the suffering that we've all experienced, that we are survivors and that we are coming together today with love in our hearts and purpose in our actions. And so we are here today in front of the hideout because it sits on the banks of the Chicago River. And it's a reminder to us that in times of hardship, our people always turn to Mother Earth for protection, for nourishment, and for healing. And so we are making a collective commitment today to repairing our relationship to the land and fighting against the displacement of so many of our people.
Yes, and we wish we could be in a close physical space with you together today, feeling the vibrations of the talking drum and our connections to one another. This is our 5th National Day of Racial Healing, which was founded by the amazing Dr. Gail Christopher, who we will hear from later today in our program.
And today's event will allow us to move between moments like this, where we all see the same thing, and into Zoom breakout rooms, and then come back together again. So please note that when you are in those breakout groups, you will be able to speak to each other, and we need your active participation. And one way in which we could start building community today is by using the chat. So please connect with everyone by telling us what part of town you're joining us from, why you're here, what you're experiencing, and what you're learning.
And our first breakout will be our racial healing circles. We will remember, acknowledge, and learn from our ancestors and share our stories of resilience and resistance. Many of you are familiar with the racial healing circles and how they bring us together to experience collective healing and inspire hope. We will be joined today by activists and artists from throughout the city.
And we will be led by some incredible youth leaders in the second breakout session in the afternoon. They have borne the brunt of many of the current policies and practices that are based in racism and have been in the front lines of the racial justice movement. And they're going to provide us with some actionable next steps to make our lives, our community, and our region more equitable.
Yes, the Solidarity Heals movement is about being more connected and loving each other, to be united in protecting our humanity and move forward away from fear and individualistic behaviors to a fierce ideology of love and respect for our humanity, regardless of race, and resolve against an economy that runs on human suffering.
And today we have hundreds of people joining us. We have healers, faith leaders, community-based organizations, curanderos, and we are grateful for all the work that you do, because we are here in community as brothers and sisters supporting each other, and we cannot do this without you. Gracias.
Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. Speaking of journeys, join us as we together acknowledge our African ancestors. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, all ye energies throughout the diaspora and the universe, the great universe that we serve. We thank you. We thank you. And this is the time where we stop whatever we're doing in our busy lives and we take it way, 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 way back to the beginning of remembrance. We consider the honor of the ancient Egyptians. We stand tall in our bodies. We raise our chin high because we persevere. Because we are still here to tell the stories and the stories and the stories and stories and stories of old, passed down word of mouth from our grandmothers and our grandfathers and our foremothers and our forefathers. We keep their legacies alive, for they were not in vain. We thank you. We take a stroll through the transatlantic, where the bodies of many of our ancestors still rest at the bottom of the ocean. So many of us who chose death over a life of uncertainty in this new world. On powerful shoulders we stand every single day in struggle, in power. We remember together. We take time out of our busy days and we sit down our children at our feet and we tell them the stories of old, of all who walked before them and the power that lay within their precious hands. We serve as the wind beneath their wings, our children, oh, our children, our children, those who have gone on and those who carry on the legacies. We are those children. Let us consider across the four corners of the world. Let us consider all of the brothers and sisters who work and who toil, who rise with the sun and set with the moon, who with their hands they create food for their families to nourish. From their hearts, they rear their children. With their eyes and neck, they look up to a heaven and they ask, what shall we do? For all of those brothers and sisters who live as we live, who breathe as we breathe, who we may never have the opportunity to see or touch or feel, but because they existed, we exist today together. On behalf of them, we stretch our arms to the heavens, bring our collective hands to our heart chakra, and together we say, Ashe. Ashe. Let us consider the mothers and the fathers. Each and every one of us has a story to tell. It is by no coincidence that we all stand here, born of a woman and a man, together, who through love, or some cases not, came together to create the beings that are us. We all have a story and a path that we have had to walk, some more sacrificial than others. Mothers and fathers are not perfect. They too seek a new world off into the under, here in this realm trying to figure it out. On behalf of all of the great mothers, as the trees that stand around us represent the power and tenacity of the great mothers, on behalf of the fathers whose seeds indwell the great mothers and create the beings that we are as we walk through the earth together. On behalf of all of the mothers and fathers, we thank you. We thank you. And we put our arms outstretched to the heavens, bring them together collectively down before the heart chakra, and together we say, Ashe. Let us consider all of the artists, all of the writers and the poets and the creators and the change makers and the thinkers and all of those across the African diaspora who lived and died so that we could live today. All of those who never saw the makings of their creations come to fruition in the way that they so hoped that they would. But somehow today we benefit from their works. Let us not forgive from whence they came. Let us consider the first writer. Let us consider the first dancer. Let us consider the first singer, the first scientist, the first. We are daughters and sons of the first. On behalf of all of those who gave of their lives on this plane, who toiled, who shed tears, who worked day and night, who burned the midnight oil, on behalf of all of them, let us together give thanks and let us sing and let us be the best that we can be at this time in this plane. Let us together on behalf of you. Your work is not in vain. Together we say, Adupweo, thank you. Hands to the sky, collectively down before the heart chakra, and we say Ashe. On behalf of all of the children, is there anyone out there who is with child? Wrap your hands around your wombs. For you are the future. You birth, you give life to the future of us.
We thank you for what you
Let us together think about the pathway from the ethers onto this realm. All that lay in between, from the beginning of us to our end. We are yet infinite souls who dwell in a very finite realm. This is all about seeking and searching and coming to terms with our purpose and who we are and whose we are and why we are here. Together, on behalf of the journey of all of the unborn who represent those who walk this earth before us. Together, we see you, young people. We see you, Adupweo. We thank you for being courageous enough to come back into this realm and try it again. On your behalf, we usher the water your way. And we say, Ashe. Ashe. And I want everyone within the sound of my voice to consider all of those who you have lost in your own bloodlines. So many of us choosing to leave this plane. So many of us losing our lives unjustly. So much hurt, so much harm, so much pain. Let us consider the mothers and the fathers and the aunts and the uncles and the cousins and the neighbors and the friends and the teachers and the mentors and the counselors who raised us and brought us to the current place where we are today, who cared enough to nourish us mentally, physically, and spiritually. Those who have gone on, who we wish we could take a moment and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I get it. I figured it out. I understand everything that you were saying, but we'll never have that physical plane opportunity here to say these words. But it is not too late. Together, right now, I want you to put your hands over your heart. And I want you to hold them in that sacred heart space. And together, let them know that their lives were not in vain. Together, on behalf of all that is good and pure and divine, we say, take a deep breath in. Let us hold the love in our heart. Let us bring that love into the earth realm. Let us smile a smile of surety. And let us together say, Ashe. Let us hold One last moment of silence on behalf of all of the children that have lost their lives to senseless gun violence, to police brutality, to crime and murder, to unrighteousness and filth and darkness. On behalf of all of our young people, on behalf of all of our youth, we see you all. On behalf of all of our babies, let us hold space for them right now. And together, lift your hands, bring them together, and we say, Ashe.
Ashe.
And next, we will have Ayodele Drum and Dance, who will take us on a rhythmic journey across the African diaspora through dance.
Thank you so much, Ayodele, for that beautiful expression of African power and rhythm. Racial healing is a feeling I'm revealing. Out of the rubble of a shaken nation, African Continentals dab African American store owners, meet and greet, forgive and remember each other and themselves. Replace Arab face behind bulletproof counter of ghetto gas station. The Chinese smirk from clerk at nail shop is no more. The new store is owned by a Moor. No disrespect to my Chinese cousins, but if blacks don't financially take their communities back, then we will continue to have nothing. A community is mine when I hold the deed, or some random brown sugar, mahogany, spreading sweet vibes, fresh organic foods, and community services like contagion. If I share a park bench with Becky, she won't conjure Karen. We continue sharing in God's blessed creation. Just one day of not having to beg for my life. I can walk with ease through city streets, no more police, no trepidation, a truly civilized nation where the people have the power. I can breathe and be black at the same time. Not treated like a murderer when I committed no crime. If you haven't had your heart broken by a system or shattered by uniformed men in blue, then you won't understand what my people go through. I am spirit who refused to be slave, laid down life to build masses' pride. I once was so self-high, legend read that I could fly. Today, I cry rivers over waves of oppression and genocide. Let the flood grace my face, pour onto page. When I rage, I slice governments to shred with words I have said, author journals of atonement for their forefathers' sins, dripping in fresh bloodthirst as vile Minutemen, etch my effort under government skin. The empire can strike back, but it will never forget the day we met. Pen be a sharp machete. I offer random attacks of self-love when I fight black. Give hugs even in Corona season if the energy is pleasing. It's a spiritual war for the morals and reasons of man. When evil blackens, ventricles, leak poison darts into streams of thoughts, I remember who and whose I am. Stand like Iroko tree in childhood memory. Plant feet in soul of earth. Give birth to a movement, denouncing white privilege and global terrorism, respecting black life unapologetically. I grab my pen, a clean slate, envision a greater globe for black and brown babies. Spin earth on its axis, build this universe within my verse. Energy transmutations, change vibrations. I smile at my reflections through masks with wide eyes, homeowners who are their brother's keepers citywide, multiplied by 100. It don't matter what they say. We beautiful when we shine. Use resources, divine forces lay at my feet to enhance overstanding of how to live and what to eat. See, grace is a place I visit often. Rising above storms that form, dodging despair is an important stop on the road to self-care. Learning how to let go of centuries of tragedy lived in this body. Surrendering only to God in the beat of a heart synchronizing with my own in a peaceful home. I bury the dead in my bone that never knew a country, who live in the blood that boils, then bleeds out on concrete slabs as final resting places. Truth, courage, justice, and reparations positively position puzzle pieces fit. Restore image of black people thinking, loving, reading, laughing, building, praying, winning, fighting oppression together. Not each other forever. Forgiveness. This could be our new reality. We've come up with a strategy. TRHT. Racial healing is a feeling I'm revealing when I sit in sacred circle and listen with my whole heart open like my eyes, wide as the atmosphere above my head, just because someone listened and heard what I said. Sat in silence and visualized the depths of my cuts as I bled. No judgment, some compassion is all I'm asking. I am human, Black woman. I am beautiful and deserve my respect, right along with my flowers, while I am alive, for giving you life, all of you. That's right, we are one human family. Why can't we be functional? I believe we can, but I won't be any less of who God made me. Understand? Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our Racial Healing Circles. We're very excited to have you here today. You don't have to know anything or do anything special. Just make sure that you're being honest and open and sharing your truth, and you can't go wrong. Today, we will participate in racial healing circles with affinity groups, Black, BIPOC, White, and Spanish speaking. So please follow the directions on your screen to enter your racial healing circle. Welcome back, circle participants. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed your circles and the people that you met in the circles. I know there's a lot of energy and stories, so what we're going to do now is try and recenter some of that energy. So I'm gonna lead you through a few breaths, and I would love for you to follow me. So take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it, and then breathe it out, feeling looser and more fluid with every exhale. Breathe in again through the nose and hold it. Hold it. You can hold it. And now you breathe it out, shaking out all the stress and all the tension wherever you feel it in your body. This is our last and final breath. In through your nose, holding it, and now you'll relax and release. Shake it out if you have to, and clap for yourselves. Thank you so much for this circle experience. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us. We hope you enjoyed the circle, and we hope you have a happy new year.
Gracias, Sister Gochi. And now we're going to hear some words from Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Hello, this is Governor J.B. Pritzker. Today, we join together on this National Day of Racial Healing in solidarity with the youth movement for racial justice. I want to thank you all for taking this time to listen to each other and reflect on a system that has failed too many people for too long, and for using this as an opportunity to foster alliances to best serve our own community. Now is the time to hold honest conversations about past wrongs created by a history of systemic racism and to address how we can move forward together. Today, you are taking such an important step in truly confronting the racism that permeates our society and rooting it out. As an elected official, I feel a responsibility to speak out and shape public policy in a more equitable direction. I'm proud to be part of this movement. It's incumbent on all of us to use this moment as a call to action for Illinoisans and for all Americans to see the humanity in every person, no matter their race, creed, or color. And it's the voices of our young people that force us away from complacency, constantly pushing us a little bit closer to justice. You are most often at the forefront of change, so I applaud all of you for showing up today with compassion and for continuing to strive toward racial healing.
Thank you for those poignant words, Governor Pritzker.
And now we're going to experience a ceremonial Aztec dance group performed by Xochitl Quetzal.
And immediately following that performance, get ready for the Wheels of Steel with DJ Sadie Woods.
So you're going to have the most lit lunch you've had this year.
Hombre, 1960 who? 1960 what? 1960 who? 19. Hey, the Motor City's burning, oh yeah. 19. Motor City is burning, oh. Yes, he was a gun. He was the only one to fall down. Yeah. That ain't right.
Only person talking about love now, brother, is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to my nation. Oh, yeah. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey. The sale of pills are at an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime.
And the beat goes on.
Well, well. Now listen. Air pollution, revolution, gun control the sound of soul. Shooting rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. Oh yeah, that's what the world is today. Hey, hey. All of the illusion. All of the illusion.
This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Look how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, I'm so cold like, yeah. I'm so dull like, yeah. We gon' blow like, yeah. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. Look how I'm geeking up. I'm so pretty. I'm on Gucci. I'm so pretty. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. Oh, this is Sally. That's a tool. Yeah.
Thank you. It is my pleasure and honor. It's an absolute joy to celebrate with you here in Chicago the 5th annual National Day of Racial Healing. The Chicago Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation effort embodies the spirit of community engagement and youth leadership, grace, and love that are hallmarks of this work happening across the country. The Chicago effort has been very creative and entrepreneurial. They have trained over 300 people to serve as co-facilitators and practitioners of the Racial Healing Circle process. 100 of those 300 are young people, youth leaders who have been in partnership with the Chicago community colleges, getting the skills through a curriculum that emphasizes the compassion and the empathy and the connectedness that we strive for when we talk about racial healing. Some people ask, well, what is this racial healing? From my perspective, we have to understand what healing is before we can really understand why racial healing. And I want to be very clear that healing is not a deficit frame. Healing is a very natural part of our human development and our evolution as individuals and as communities. It's a very natural part of our evolution as a democracy. The body heals and restores itself every second of every day. Brian Stevenson's brilliant work reminding us about mercy and justice reminds us that no individual should be defined by the worst thing that they've ever done. And I would say that no country should be defined by the worst thing that it's ever done if it does not continue to do those terrible things. We've recently had exposure to the consequences of a narrative of hatred that promotes violence. We've seen it on our nation's capital in one of the most shameful moments of our country's recent history. But we know that narratives that devalue individuals, narratives that are rooted in the history of enslavement and a false hierarchy of human value, narratives that are rooted in the decimation and the annihilation of indigenous people, that these narratives have to be replaced with a true understanding of who we are as human beings, as an extended, interconnected, and interdependent human family. And so racial healing is about bringing into focus that shift in our understanding and developing the skills and the capacities to relate to one another as equal human beings so that we can build a critical mass that's required for sustainable changes in our society structures and systems that are now too often unjust. And so the racial healing work is work that expands our circles of engagement and civic participation from a core understanding of our unique humanity and our interconnectedness as human beings. I'm very happy to say that over 50 racial healing circles are happening in Chicago every month, that this beautiful cadre of young people who are working as practitioners, that the Chicago Truth Racial Healing and Transformation effort has been entrepreneurial, and they are returning over 90% of the revenues that are generated through these circles. They're returning them to the young people, to the practitioners. And in so doing, they are looking at the economic issues that our communities are facing in a small way. They're finding ways to deliver resources and revenues directly to the communities that are served and to the people that are serving in those communities. So they're modeling what our country has to embrace right now, which is the courage to face the truth of who we are, have been, but perhaps most importantly, the courage to face our potential to evolve beyond racism and to heal. And so we are celebrating once again a day that brings us together as a community. Chicago's TRHT has, as I said, put young people at the front as leaders. And so I'm so excited that we're about to hear from a local ensemble of talented drummers and vocalists. Booyah. Take it away, Booyah.
Thank you so much, Booyah, for that incredible performance. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful time watching everything. My name is Damianti Wallace. I am the co-founder of Good Kids Mad City, and I am so happy to be here with you all today. Today, we will be talking to a bunch of youth who are part of different organizations who have similar goals. We have all been a part of this uprising that is happening in Chicago this past year, and all of the stuff that's been happening way before that. We have been on the ground doing work, and we want to make sure our voices are heard here today. So with that being said, I would like to let the panelists introduce themselves, starting with Chicago Freedom School.
My name is JJ, and I'm a part of the Chicago Freedom School. The Chicago Freedom School is a nonprofit organization that intentionally serves Black and Brown young folks across the city of Chicago, specifically to engage young folks in learning about ourselves, one another, and understanding how we move through systems like government and schooling that are rooted in, anti-Blackness, white supremacy, and so many other oppressions. And it's just a beautiful thing to be able to come into a space and learn and unlearn things with people from across the city.
Thank you so much, JJ. Next is Good Kids Mad City.
Hi, my name is Darion. I'm from Good Kids Mad City. I joined 2 years ago. It's a youth organization for gun prevention and helping children that have mental health issues and more problems that they have going on at home to help them and bring them out of that space and get them in a more positive environment.
Hey, I'm Carletta, also with Good Kids Mad City.
Hey everybody, Carleo Pittman, one of the co-founders for Good Kids Mad City. Happy to be here. Just to add on to Darion, there's a youth-led organization led by young people who are helping to do their part in violence prevention and making change and bringing resources to underserved communities across the city of Chicago.
Thank you so much. Next, we have ITP.
Hello, everyone. My name is Berto Aguayo. I'm the executive director and co-founder of Increase the Peace. Increase the Peace is an organization that develops young leaders and promotes peace through leadership development, community organizing, and really advocating for policy solutions to tackle the root cause of violence.
Hello, my name is Lisbeth. I'm the youth organizer for Increase the Peace.
Hey everyone, my name is Montellana. I am a youth development specialist and organizer with Increase the Peace.
Hello everyone, hola a todos. My name is Elisette Arguelles. I am the chief organizer of the Little Village chapter with Increase the Peace.
Thank y'all so much. Next, we will have Healthy Hood Chicago.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dee Dee from Healthy Hood Chicago. I run all merch and social media for the organization. Essentially, we're a nonprofit organization solely, before we were working as health and wellness, and since COVID, we have thus shifted, and we're really here just as a health and wellness service organization, catering to underserved communities in Chicago.
Thank you. Next, we will have the Logan Square Neighborhood Association.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucia LaMagna with the Logan Square Youth Leadership Program. This community-based program praises diversity, highlights the voice of the youth, and strengthens the community through social justice change. We strive to spark conversations about gentrification, unequal fund allocations to schools, segregation among Chicago neighborhoods, and racial healing. As we make interpersonal connections with each other during the duration of our meets, we collectively aim to promote racial healing in all settings, as we ourselves endeavor in racial and social awakenings. One of our most recent projects was distributing homemade kits to single mothers and families who were hit hard by COVID. We urge the youth out there to join us in advocating for policy change.
Thank you for that wonderful explanation. Next, we will have Southeast Youth Alliance.
Hi, my name is Romanas. I'm one of the lead organizers for the Southeast Youth Alliance. We are a youth organization based in the southeast side of Chicago, and we work to promote youth activism within the southeast side of Chicago. We've done a lot of work during the summer mainly, and working with other organizations within the community.
Thank you. That is all of our organizations on the call. And I just want y'all to notice and see the range we have here, okay? People are working throughout this entire city to make it a better place and to stop all this oppression and these systems that be trying to kill us on a regular basis. So just so y'all see and understand what's happening, we are all very powerful. We all have this entire thing going on where we are working together, but also working in our own sectors. It is really, really important that we are all on this call and we are all able to talk about our different sections of activism and organizing that we do, because sometimes it's together, sometimes separate, sometimes we're doing the same thing on different sides of the city. But just so y'all know, it's happening always and consistently. So to get into this first question, it is a general question for everyone. We'll go through each organization to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to answer it and you're able to understand it fully. So the question is, from your perspective or the perspective of your organization, what are ways that we can heal from harm? How is your organization advancing those healing efforts? And so we will go back full circle and start with Chicago Freedom School. JJ?
Hey, so yeah, definitely. How are we healing from harm? A big thing, this was really big for me in the 2020 year, was, understanding what even healing is, and how it affects us. So I would say that a way for us to heal is through building community. I think that there is no such thing as, obtaining, Black and brown liberation, which is, the goal, without us healing, through our harm. And I think that is so important that, we're healing through this, by not perpetuating the harm that's, that's caused on us. We want to create a world where we want, to be free to express ourselves. We want to be free to be whoever we are. And I think that Chicago Freedom School really does that by bringing young folks from all across the city. In this space, you're going to see, people from Gage Park, people from the south side of Chicago, and meet people that you probably would not have met otherwise.
Thank you. Next, we will have Good Kids Mad City. Carlil?
There's different cycles in our communities that we need to break. So being able to bring much needed resources, understanding what the issue is in the first place, right? So being able to educate our youth, educate our families on the different things that are happening that are not just based on that community, right? But just years of systematic racism and oppression, alongside with the normalization of these different traumas that we see on an everyday basis in our communities, right? So being able to bring in the services and things that we need to be able to start that healing process. I think some of the ways that we have been advancing these efforts are from not waiting for the help from public officials to bring these resources, right? But empowering our community members and our leaders to understand that they have the power to start the healing process themselves.
Thank you so much. I 100% agree. Next, we will have Healthy Hood Chicago. Didi?
Being in the Black and brown community, myself being a Black and brown individual, a part of the LGBTQ community, also a woman. So we all know that therapy sessions is not abundant. It's not abundant for all of us. So it's very hard for us to, number one, get the insurance to pay for the therapy, to actually think that it's okay to go to therapy, because throughout the Black and brown community, it's kind of, frowned upon. And at Healthy Hood, we launched the Get Your Mind Right program last year. And we offer free therapy sessions to anybody and everyone that signs up for it. We have professional therapists, whether it's art therapy, yoga therapy, anything of that nature, whatever you need to feel better and to strengthen your mental health, we have it for you.
Thank you so much. I hope y'all are taking notes, because I will definitely be trying that yoga therapy. Let me tell you, we all need it, I promise. Next, we will have Increase the Peace.
It's going to be hard to follow these mic drops, but I'll try. At Increase the Peace, we really believe in healing through action and healing through service. We know that in order to fight these systemic issues that we face, we need to build power, and that power is simply defined as the ability to act. And that's one of the ways in which we've sought this past year to heal from our harm by acting and servicing our communities in a variety of ways. Number one, multicultural unity, ensuring that we have Black and brown unity rallies, Black and brown unity car parades, to show that we're stronger together, and to really battle the anti-Blackness that might exist in the Latino community, and also battle the anti-Latinx sentiment that might exist in the Black community, and being truthful about those things and acting upon those things. Secondly, also food access work, doing a lot of Black and brown unity food pantries, ensuring that our people have a meal to eat. Civic engagement, making sure people are getting counted for the census, registering people to vote. Another way is ensuring that we're really creating the space for young leaders because real leaders create other leaders, and we got to make sure we create that space for other young people to come up after us. And then lastly, through helping out our street vendors. The Latino community has a lot of street vendors, and one of the ways we've helped is heal our community is to provide direct cash assistance, because our governments have failed us. And we've provided direct cash assistance to street vendors who might need some help to cope with the pandemic. And it's in all these ways, healing through action, building power, but also building love, building community. And that's one of the ways we've tried to heal in this past year.
I mean, you followed the mic drop incredibly. You did great. Next, we will have the Logan Square Neighborhood Association.
Hello again. I just want to say I completely agree with everything that's been said. I think it's so important to strengthen community and to empower and to enlighten our youth. And as a youth member myself, part of the LSNA, I can say that I'm enlightened to stand with everyone, to heal, to acknowledge that, to heal through solidarity and unity. I think these are all such important things to carry with us, especially in times like these. And even being here with everyone, with all these organizations is just amazing. So
thank you. Lastly, we will have the Southeast Youth Alliance.
I do believe that there can't be healing in a community and healing within ourselves unless we address the harm that has already been done within these Black and Brown communities. Throughout this time, it's been especially hard to, address these issues and to attend. I understand, these marches, these protests because of COVID, but as a youth-led organization, we've done the best that we can to bring to light the issues that are within our own community, the anti-Blackness, the racism, the things that we have faced so far, and starting that healing process.
Thank you so much. I hope y'all heard all those answers and understand that it's very important to have a strong foundation to build off of. That's what these organizations are creating. They are helping their communities and doing what needs to be done to make it happen, okay? My heart is so full right now listening to all of y'all and listening to these programs that I didn't even know about, so I'm sure other people didn't know about. Now we will do something a little bit more targeted. It will be specific questions toward each organization. So I will say the question and then I'll say your organization name, or vice versa, depending on how I'm feeling. But we will make sure that question gets to you, and then we can build from there. So full circle again, we will start with Chicago Freedom School. So your question is, can you talk a little bit about the work that Project Heal Us is doing to support and build youth leaders in Chicago?
Yeah, so Project Heal Us is actually run by our wellness coordinator, Jacqueline Hamilton. I was introduced to things like Black liberation. I was introduced into things such as transformative and restorative justice. Through this program, I was able to learn what Black healing looked like, what Black healing felt like, specifically targeted towards, letting, opening up to understanding what healing means to us personally, and also to us like organizationally. To understand, that, everyone's healing is not linear, and that healing is not set in stone for, what it means. I think that a lot of times we have these, conceptions that healing, we need to go to, a masseuse, and then we need to go through this therapy. But no, healing looked like for me this summer dancing around at protests. Healing looked like for me this summer, singing some chants and stuff like that. And just understanding that, my way of healing is not your way of healing. My processes are not your processes. And I think I got to learn a lot of that through Project Heal Us. And I think that the whole Project Heal Us is always so personal. And that it never means the same thing to anyone. And then you could ask anybody from Chicago Freedom School, we'd be like, nah, I got completely something different from that. So yeah, I think that, the work that Project Heal Us is doing is, opening up for us to be able to, have racial healing, to have Black liberation, Brown liberation. So yeah, that's Project Heal Us for y'all.
Talk about it, because if you missed JJ dancing at the protest this summer, I promise you missed getting your entire life. But go find the videos on Twitter because they are there. So next I will be asking Good Kids Mad City a question. So y'all ready? Y'all prepped? What have the mutual aid and community relief efforts of Good Kids Mad City looked like during the past year, and why has it been central to your work as an organization?
Well, what our community relief look like, we have been doing Feed the Blocks, where we set up somewhere in our community and feed the homeless people or anybody that wants some food. We're not shunning anybody away. Also, we do weekly food give out at our local at a local church in our community. Also, we do PPE distribution, so face masks, hand sanitizers, and whatnot. It's been important. It's been important to our organization because these are things in underserved communities, and more important, the hard time that we're going through with COVID. So this is really important to extend a hand to those that's misfortunate in our community.
Great. Thank you so much. And that's my home, GKMC. So I love our mutual aid and I love how it's blossomed throughout this pandemic. Like we have done so much and currently we're giving out like many housing grants. It's just, and it's all through the support of y'all. Like it's all through the support of other organizations, through the support of the city, like just to be able to provide relief for people fills my heart so much. And I know it fills the heart of other people. We have incredible organizers in our organization who have launched beautiful mutual aid projects who I'm sure y'all will see more of later. So I'll stop bragging a little bit because that's what that was. So next we will have Healthy Hood Chicago. You ready? Okay. Your question is, how has Healthy Hood used their platform to serve as an incubator for justice initiatives around health and wellness, mutual aid, food access, and community building?
Yeah, so I would say just like any other organization, Healthy Hood really like flourished during this pandemic. But, you know, like because so much stuff has gone wrong during the pandemic, a lot of people losing their houses, people losing their jobs and stuff like that, people getting sick, losing family members and thus forward. Healthy Hood has seriously taken a step up from what we were doing pre-COVID. So I would say now since COVID hit and the pandemic and stuff like that, we created the We Got Us initiative. So it's an initiative part of Healthy Hood Chicago where we are distributing PPE kits. We are a food pantry. We've also started in the summertime, which will we pick up again, is our survival days, where, you know, in this situation in the pandemic, it's hard for people to come out and get tested for COVID, but as a human being and somebody in society, you should do your part and get tested. So thus we started the survival days. We've made it technically cool, you know, to get a COVID test, come through, get HIV testing. And if you get a COVID test, you get a sticker that says, I got tested and stuff like that. And we did a whole thing throughout the summer. If you collected all 4 stickers, you get a whole new sticker for free and another COVID test. So essentially we were making it cool to do your part and be a part of the community, and thus forward. We Got Us has seriously flourished from survival days to now we're doing citywide testing through CORE and stuff like that. And really Healthy Hood has just flourished during this pandemic. And I'm really proud to say that our organization has really taken a step up from what we were doing before. Not that what we were doing before wasn't good enough, but I definitely think that we've thus grown during this pandemic.
Thank you so much, especially for saying that, just around like making it cool, because I think we all have to come up with these new ways, and we had to kind of attack this pandemic from different angles because you never knew how somebody was going to take it. And we were dealing with we're talking about healing right now. Like we were dealing with people who had endured a lot of harm and who needed healing. And we had to figure out how can we heal a bunch of people in a way that feels unique. So I think that everybody's been doing a beautiful, beautiful job. So thank you again for saying that. So next organization will be Increase the Peace. And this question is for Monse. How is ITP working with young people, and what does it look like in 2021?
Of course, thank you for a great question. And I think what ITP has really been able to do the past 4 years is really provide the space, the platform, and the environment to build out and develop those skills so that young people can continue to create the change that they want to see in the neighborhood, while also trying to be very intentional about the culture that we're building within the space and ensuring that that young leaders are seeing they themselves as the experts, right? That they're recognizing that their lived experiences, their truths, their traumas, can also be triumphs, can also be used to heal through that action and through that service. So we're really hoping to continue to expand on that in 2021. And as we saw this past year, where we helped provide 64 paid job opportunities for young folks to learn about organizing, know what it is, right? How to foster and develop those skills, where they underwent leadership training and continue to advocate for the hood, right? So we want to make sure that those continue to expand. And how do we keep hyping it up for 2021?
Okay, talk about it. And I do want to stress to y'all at home, payment is very important, okay? We reorganizing out here, but also making sure that you're paying youth for their time is very, very important. And we learned that through a pandemic. Okay, like we love your free money, but also this right here, being able to do work, being able to talk to y'all, panels, all of this, money. We just want to make sure that y'all know that we're doing a lot of work and our bodies are taking a lot of impact and our minds. And so it's important that we get our therapy. It's important that we get our time to ourselves and self-care, and we heal and we learn. But it's also important that we're able to survive in this world as we are helping y'all survive. So just to put that out there as a little tidbit. So next is the Logan Square Neighborhood Association. Your question is, can you talk about why gentrification in Logan Square is an issue that is having a significant impact on the lives of youth in the community?
Yeah, so obviously gentrification is such a prominent issue in Logan Square. The youth is doing is we're trying to combat these by not only reaching out to the aldermen or people who have more power than us, but establishing this community and establishing relationships with each other and making connections with each other to show that, we're not going to go down without a fight. These businesses that are being shut down, we're gonna fight that, and we're gonna make our voices heard, especially for the youth right now. Empowerment is such a big thing that we need to do, and especially the housing issues in Logan Square. I know LSNA, we are working very hard at the housing crisis in Logan Square, and the youth, we distributed packages to, not packages, but care packages to single mothers and families who lost their home and who are struggling through COVID right now. And we didn't approach this like charity. We approached it as, we took meaningful conversations about learning how to be critical of the political systems that set these families up for failure in the first place. We work towards exposing the root causes of these conditions, and we can educate ourselves about the policies that are automatically putting brown and Black people at financial risk. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing at LSNA.
Thank you. We keep learning about so much stuff. Make sure y'all are writing this down. So last but not least, we have Southeast Youth Alliance. Your question's a little hefty. I'm going to let you know that right now, but I think you got it. Can you tell us about the work that Southeast Youth Alliance has done to bring issues of environmental racism and injustice to the forefront, particularly as it relates to the proposed relocation of General Iron?
Yeah, I definitely can. So I think for a while, our neighborhood, a lot of the families that live in the neighborhood come from steel mill families. That's kind of like what they grew up with. That's what they've lived with. And so for them, another recycling facility such as General Iron seemed like a normal thing, and it seemed okay. But I think a lot of the youth and a lot of the younger generations saw that this probably wasn't the best move for our neighborhood, especially if we continue to live in it. We would want a better livelihood for ourselves and any future generations. And so we've partnered up with Southeast Coalition to Ban Pet Coke, with the Southeast Environmental Task Force, many organizations within the Southeast side that are equally fighting to not have General Iron come to the Southeast neighborhood. So, we've done stuff like, participated in organizing protests throughout the neighborhood, as well as connecting with other orgs outside of our own neighborhood. So like El Vejo in a little village. And we worked alongside them, whether it's like through flyers, interviews, putting the word out to different news outlets. Really anything that you could possibly think of, we've tried to do. It's important to highlight that this work hasn't been done solely by us, but it's been done by a community of organizers, and we've all just come together. And despite the fact that we all kind of do our own thing, at the end of the day, we came together specifically for General Iron to keep that out of here.
And thank you to all of these organizations who dropped some gems for us today and who gave us some really, really concrete ideas of how to move forward as the community. So you all look these organizations up, follow them. It's really, really important that you research these organizations, research these people's names, figure out how you can help, okay? So next we will be doing a call to action, and you all will be in breakout rooms with different organizations to really figure out how you can help them. The instructions will be put up on the next screen. So follow those instructions, and we will see y'all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
My name is JJ, and I'm a part of the Chicago Freedom School, where we're fighting towards Black and Brown liberation. You can help and support by finding us at the chicagofreedomschool.org, our website, or following us on Instagram at Shy Free School. We also have programs such as the Summer Institute, Project Healus, where we're able to, bring in young folks and folks from all across the city.
My name is Damianti Wallace. I am the co-founder of Good Kids Mad City. We are based here in Chicago. Some things that we focus on, or some ways that you can help us really, is following us on social media at GKMC18. Some things that we've been doing is mutual aid. We've really been focusing on that throughout the pandemic, and we want to make sure we can supply everyone around us with things that we need. Pull up on us at Boxville every Thursday, and make sure that you're following us on social media, get more updates. We will be launching a housing initiative, more mutual aid projects, and just make sure that you are supporting us and figuring out ways to support us at GKMC18. Okay, thank you so much.
My name is Dee Dee. I am from Healthy Hood Chicago. We are based in Pilsen. The best way to reach out to us and to find more about us is by going to our website, healthyhoodshy.com, or adding us on Instagram at healthyhoodshy and at We Got Us Chicago. DM us if you need anything. We're always open. Click that link in our bio. Yeah, thank you.
My name is Berto Aguayo, and I'm with Increase of Peace. Increase of Peace is an organization that develops young leaders and promotes peace through leadership development, community organizing, and advocating for solutions that tackle the root cause of violence in the South Side of Chicago. You can help us by going to our website, clicking that donate button, or also following us on social media at Increase of Peace Chicago. Thank you.
My name is Luis Cabrales. I go by Louis. I'm a co-founder and one of the lead organizers with the Southeast Youth Alliance on the Southeast side of Chicago. Our mission is to amplify opportunities and develop the next generation of community leaders on the Southeast side of Chicago. our mission is, and our goal has always been to focus the organizing around the youth of our neighborhood. We've always wanted to be about changing the narrative of this part of the city. One major way you can support us is by following us on social media at Southeast Youth Alliance. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're working on getting our website up, but we're trying to get our audience built.
My name is Lucia LaMagna, and I'm from the Logan Square Youth Leadership Program based in Logan Square. We are a community-based organization founded on racial healing and promoting social policies that benefit minority groups. If you are interested in becoming involved, you can visit our website and all the information can be found there.
My name is Alyssa Peralta, and I represent the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library Foundation and its No Malice Fund project, a short film contest for young people. A hope of Lincoln's was to rebuild the nation without malice, meaning the desire to do bad things to another person. As a nation, we must end malice, achieve fairness, and take care of one another. The No Malice Film Project invites those aged 11 to 21 to create short films about racial healing. Chaz Ebert has recruited directors and screenwriters to host Zoom workshops with young people to give advice about filmmaking. 4 sessions will be held in February and March to get projects started, and the final films will be due in May. Winning films will be shown at Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and will be used by teachers to start dialogue about race and racial healing. Please visit us at our website. Thank you.
I'm Kristen Howell with the Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center located in Urbana, Illinois. The Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center provide year-round activities for youth in kindergarten through high school, graduation, and into college or entry-level employment. We invite you all to join us during our Push the Positivity campaign for citywide human kindness. For more information, contact us at uncchealing@gmail.com or our website at www.urbanaconnectioncenter.org.
What an amazing time we've had. And we're so grateful that you were able to join us today for the 5th annual National Day of Racial Healing. And we hope that something that you saw today, be it a circle, be it a performance, really inspired you to greatness as we continue forth in this movement of solidarity.
And today we had an amazing day. We started with renewing our commitment to Mother Earth. We were able to honor our ancestors and then also to be in connection with each other in the rooms. I hope everybody enjoyed that if you haven't done that before. And so we want to make sure that you were able to experience that, because when you heard from the young people today, we wanted to be clear that they are the ones that are leading this racial justice movement for the betterment of our city, for our state, and for our community.
Absolutely, they were so powerful. And the young people here today really highlighted the critical need for you, for me, for all of us to come together and stand with them in solidarity and answer their call to action in not just word, but deed. Because we need to challenge the systemic racism that's going around out here. We need to build more political power together with the young people at the forefront. And we need to make the change needed to help them thrive and succeed.
And what I got from them is that the time is now, that in order for us to really be able to move towards equity is by us to take an action together.
Yep.
And for us to be able to do this. But we still need to sustain this work. And the journey of healing and the journey of truth-telling and the journey of transformation, we need to do it together. So this is why we are also going to start our 4-week circle session pretty soon. You're going to receive that information. It's free and open to everyone. And you could also go to transformshy.com to find out more about us and about the circle series.
Whew, that was a mouthful, and we've been through a lot over these last few days. So we just thank you so much for spending the day with us today, and we just hope that you're inspired.
But we want you to stay tuned, because you're going to see from one of incredible drumming groups, Wori Sori, the Korean drum group, because they're going to demonstrate how it is for us to march to the beat of one drum.
Power.